we've already started. It's fine.
Have we?
During the fade in, we usually have a little bit of chatter.
Oh.
Make it seem a little more
do
natural.
Do we need to banter then?
Yeah.
Tom, do you eat box?
Jesus Christ. This is the perfect
Just
type of
munch
banter.
fucking mean beaver, dude.
Yep. That's exactly how I say it, too. Munching mean beaver.
Yeah, whenever you're with a girl, you're like, bring that fucking stinky beaver over here, girl. Does it have buck teeth? That's a little joke I tell. Anyway, let me eat your box.
And the woman working at Quick Trip's like, sir?
Sir, you need to get out of here.
So was my
Shut up, Tom. Shut up. We watched 2 movies tonight. One
we vetoed.
with Cameron Mitchell in it, which we gave up on because...
Yeah.
So anyway, we ended up watching The Elite.
Yeah.
So if you could think of the exact opposite of a slow burn 70s horror flick, it would be a 2003-esque boner action movie.
Yes, exactly.
I think if I look that up on IMDb, that's one of the tags. It's like action, boner, thriller.
So the movie stars our titular characters, which consisted of 4 boners and a girl.
So the back is all about telling a story about like a plane crashes and these young kids end up on an island in this like army dude.
Wait, hold on, Kevin.
The Elite.
No.
All right. Well, I mean, that's kind of like the whole movie right there.
Yeah, I mean, cool. We're done. Like, was it worth the buck? But like I was saying, like the back of the box all just talks about like, oh, this plane crashes and there's these kids trapped on an island and this guy raises
Never said
them.
island.
That's right.
Did it not say island?
No.
It's heavily implied. Well, whatever. Well, like it showed. But like, you know, this movie about this.
Kevin was like, he had it in his head. He was like, that's bullshit.
That's what it should have been. That sounds more interesting than the movie.
Oh, there was no island?
Oh.
Fuck, dude.
That's what I thought.
You were not ready to accept it. It never said island. Wow.
Yeah, but like, again, half the box is talking about him raising these children to become the elite.
Yeah.
We get it through a, 2-minute montage of the opening credit. That's the fucking movie. That's the movie I want to see.
I know, you were really disappointed that
Yeah.
we didn't get more of them growing up being...
On the island. I mean,
Yeah, on the island where the plane crashes, and it's like a
crash in the
real
ocean.
fucking...
And they showed a really real plane crash.
Really
in the
real
stock
plane
footage.
Oh, that's
crash.
legit plane crash for sure.
No, but they didn't do that because they knew we weren't here for backstory.
No.
We're here for boner action.
true.
That involves a fucking nuclear missile, bro, in a fucking van with a like snowplow on it.
How they became the elite is not as interesting as
As
them being
punching
the
boners for
Yeah.
an hour
disarming nukes.
and a half.
So do we want to talk about the opening scene then?
The opening 40-minute action scene.
So,
I mean, fuck, this is such a weird movie.
yeah, it was
It's
like
just
multiple
action
films.
scenes put together with...
Plot
don't
detail
need
by
it.
plot
There's
detail.
no plot in this movie.
Every episode, whether
Yeah.
he leaves it in or not, he always says, listen, guys, we don't have to go through the whole plot.
Look, I'm cutting together funny clips of this
You
movie.
know, every episode we go through the plot beat by beat. It's all funny, and he leaves it in. So anyway, we've got 5 main characters. We should at least talk about the characters.
There's Fabio Boner, Lady Boner, Hammerhead Boner, because his eyes are very far apart.
Bulbous Boner,
Yeah, Jack's Films Boner.
and then the Boner twins. So the movie opens with the not main villain interviewing Fabio Boner.
After Fabio Boner delivered him a piece of artwork with
A not very good piece of artwork.
Yeah.
like national treasure style secrets on it.
Yeah.
Nuclear launch codes. And they meet in a church in like Italy.
Austria. Want to say really quickly, he already had the nuke like fully built and this like nuclear silo
How they didn't
underneath this
see
church.
it when they walked in amazes me because it was in the same spot. They're like having a conversation, and then the next scene, there's a giant conical nuke tip just sticking out of the floor. So Fabio Boner, while dodging gooses, walks into the church and gives him a piece of artwork with like invisible ink on it that has nuclear codes for some reason. And Fabio's like, awesome, cool, great.
Kill this lady.
Kill this woman. And the girl looks at Fabio like, man, don't do that shit, dude. And he's like, I don't want to do that. And the guy's like, I'm super smart, and I've only survived this long because I don't trust anyone. And he's like, shoot her! And he's like, okay. And he goes to shoot her, and he doesn't shoot her. He tries to shoot the bad guy, and the bad guy's, gotcha, punk.
And what we, sitting in dumb chairs watching the movie, being like, there's no bullets in that gun.
Yeah.
Turns out there's no bullets in that gun.
There's no bullets in that gun because the bad guy was smart enough to test the guy without actually arming him.
Yeah, you would never give a loaded gun
to a
someone
complete
like,
stranger.
I don't know if you're against me, but here's a loaded fucking handgun.
Shoot this woman to prove your devotion to the cause.
I think Fabio was sick on the island that day when military dad went over that lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how you're keeping with the island story.
He was on an island. That's more interesting.
Fuck it. Yeah, so the bad guy's like, I want to test the limits of the human wrist. So he handcuffs them to each other to the conical tip of the nuclear weapon. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, dang.
And then one of my favorite things happens where the nuke codes he gave them are accurate.
They are.
Yeah,
Right.
They're real. And she's like, why would you give him nuclear codes? He's like, well, he was going to test them, so obviously.
They had to be legit, dummy. And she's like, oh, my God, help, help, help.
It's like, all right, so a bank robber comes into your bank and you don't give them squibs. It's like, well, dude, we're going to check for the blue dye things.
Yeah,
I go, no shit, but
totally.
still do it.
It would have ended up exactly the same.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you press the silent alarm? No, they were expecting that. Well, motherfucker.
That's a really good point. But meanwhile, we're cutting back and forth between the dumbass Fabio and girl boner to two ninjas just murdering the whole squad that was with the like weird Chechen dick.
Yeah. And the supercar with Hammerhead inside just on his computer.
Oh, yeah.
Shooting people like a video game.
Yeah, right. So the twins break the whole deal up and save thing 1 and thing 2. Ninja knife! Ninja chop! Ninja kick! Ninja stab! And the twins, arguably the most useful characters in the movie, immediately get to work on fixing the mistakes of their allies.
Yeah.
Who just armed a nuclear missile through their own incompetence. And they're like, well, we'll figure this out. Go chase the bad guy. So thing 1 and thing 2 leave with fucking bulbous boner.
In a camper with like a snowplow on the front.
But no, because the getaway car was the 2-seater that exploded.
Right.
It was like,
There's
wait.
5 of them.
Yeah, who's gonna? I guess someone's just gonna ride on
Yeah,
top.
that's fine.
Right,
They were
it-
going to make 2 trips. That's
Yeah.
it.
We initiate one of the
Goofiest.
dumbest chase scenes where they constantly talk about how much slower they are than the fucking like.
Because to make up for their lack of speed, I guess they're on a hill, so they're just doing like zigzags down the hill. They're cutting corners.
Yeah, they're just
fucking
driving straight
blasting
down.
through trees and fences and people's houses. But eventually the bad guys make it to the bottom of the hill and they start driving through town.
Yeah.
And the elite are like, fuck it, we'll do it too.
There's that clip of them like hitting the gentleman with the car
Yeah.
and like legitimately like push him like 8 feet forward and he stands up because he's so freaked out, the
Yeah.
like stunt guy, and he just like and just walks off camera.
Twins are still fucking working
Yeah, we're
away.
cutting back and forth between them disarming the nuke.
And the goofiest car chase ever.
Yeah. The goofiest car chase ever ends with them like hitting the car. It rolls down a hill. We keep waiting for the explosion to happen.
Right.
Good eye. No engine in the car.
It wasn't a good eye, it was obvious.
Yeah.
So anyway, the car lands at the bottom of the hill and they're like, he's probably still alive.
Wait, it landed on railroad tracks.
Yeah, and a big stinky foreign train ran it the fuck over.
And
And the minute it touched it, Apparently, the entire vehicle was made out of some kind of crystallized gasoline because it immediately. Oh!
So the three idiots that are together run down there and find a burnt piece of the painting and shine a light on it, and then she's entering a deactivation code, but the last digit's missing. So fucking Bulbous just pushes a button, and it's like, incorrect. And then he just kind of looks at her and like shrugs.
Yeah, Bulbous had 10 options. He didn't pick the right one.
No.
So anyway, it doesn't matter because the two competent characters just like pull a capacitor out of the circuit board of the nuke.
It stops.
It's all good. It's all fuck. They're like used to being the most competent.
So this is a fun part where we go, oh, that was a fun opening action scene to introduce our characters. Kind of, we look over at the timer. We're halfway through the movie.
This movie is hauling. Oh, you know, we skipped something at the very beginning of the movie. There was dumb Russian terrorist guy breaking into that facility
and blowing it up, and in the hallway.
Remember, he had to throw the grenade on the munitions to blow a hole in the wall so they could escape.
No.
I know. I almost forgot to.
No.
Yes.
Are you
that was
misremembering?
Where that extra 15 minutes of the movie came and went. He shot the guy in the truck because he was a capitalist.
Yeah, he's greedy.
That is this movie.
Yes, that was that movie.
What the fuck?
I know. You and I both in our brains thought that the movie started when we saw the boners for the
100%.
first time. I blanked that first
100%.
part. So it doesn't matter. He
matter.
steals some munitions from some army base. The real start of the movie was the shitty car chase. So that concludes.
And then we have a lot of boring. Where there's...
Not really. We got like 10 minutes of boring, and then
Oh, it felt longer.
It's nonstop. Bad guys dressed up like maids action.
Oh, that's right.
That's true. So what are the subplots that come along? It's the elite talking to Black Dad.
Yeah, talking to Black Dad, and then Black Dad having the briefing at the conference table in the president's house. And being like, hey, these mines in wherever the fuck, Ecuador?
Sure.
Were stolen, and these mines had something that's like cyanide, but more poisonous.
That's the exact dialogue.
Yeah.
So anyway, the guy running the meeting and then chastised him for, I guess, his kids killed that terrorist guy.
Yeah, they were like, your children weren't on a mission to do that? Almost blew up a country, and then murdered this guy we were keeping tabs on.
Yeah. So does that pay off at all in the movie? No. So that has nothing to do with the rest of the movie.
Absolutely not.
Now we get introduced to the video game the entire world is dying to play.
Tanner Gold.
Made by Tanner Gold. One gentleman, we assume, who's like the fucking...
God of video games.
I'll tell you what.
He is the video
Miyamoto,
games.
get the fuck out of here. It's Tanner Gold.
He has created the warship simulator that every aging, like, suburban dad is going to want to play.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I'll tell you what.
64.
The biggest, in 2003, the biggest market for video games.
Yeah. Honey, don't bother Dad. He's playing Fleet Commander.
Yeah.
Fleet Command.
You know what I always thought was really cool when I was a kid? I had a Nintendo 64. And you know what? I was too busy playing Mario and
Zelda.
and Pokemon Stadium. You know what I could have used a little touch of? A fucking
Naval simulator.
Naval ship simulator. So anyway, this guy's the fucking talk of the town, and apparently his game is so fucking amazing that he can rent a warship for a day.
This video game creators come into their warship and they're losing their fucking minds about it. They make him like a sign.
Yeah.
They let him drive the ship like a fucking Make-A-Wish child.
So
like,
this is an American fucking destroyer.
full-on warship.
Warship. They take down the American flag and they put up a fucking logo of his fucking video game.
Hell yeah.
Has the game even came out yet?
No, it's being
They're
announced.
so fucking psyched about
at
Fleet
DexCon.
Commander.
Yeah. Like Call of Duty is like 5 years away and it couldn't pull this kind of publicity
true.
stunt. In 2003.
So we see the the main villain gentleman scheming while watching this guy on TV being interviewed by, I assume, like the top fucking talk show host of America.
The fucking
Tanner Gold is with him. And he's like,
he's bringing in the fucking ratings, baby. You got Tanner Gold on your show.
fuck yeah. And
This sweaty, pudgy nerd.
And it was one of those interviews, too, that was, like, scripted, where he's like, hey, Tanner, that's an amazing game you made. Why don't you tell us all about it? And then Tanner would tell him all about it, and he's like, that's amazing. You know what? When I play your game, and the guy's, like, 57 years old, and he's like, I love the part where you shoot the ships with naval rounds.
yeah, and the fucking interview somehow gets to the point where it's like, so, this simulation's so accurate. You could fucking pilot one of these with blindfolded, right? And he's like, yeah, I can.
Hell
You're
yeah, I
goddamn
can.
right. I'm Tanner motherfucking Gold. And he says it on live TV. And they don't bleep
humps.
it.
He humps and confetti shoots out of his cock.
yeah, it's wild. Like,
With
biggest fucking
Steam
event.
keys to the game. And everyone loses their mind.
It's amazing.
Steam isn't invented yet!
Yeah. So, we jump to a hotel.
No.
You're forgetting the part. You're forgetting the part where Tanner Gold stands up from his chair, runs into the audience, finds a random guy, and puts his fucking hand on his forehead and imbibes him with powers beyond his reckoning. And he names him from that day forward Gabe Newell. And that's how Gabe Newell was born.
That's fucking
He
right.
was imbibed with the powers from Tanner Gold.
So Tanner Gold is on the warship. And he's just fucking pressing buttons.
Yeah,
he's moving
doing
levers to his
everything.
heart's content.
Yeah, well, that's well, we jumped over how he got on board, which was the hotel scene. The captain, like, he's like, "Here's your suit, sir," and then he's like, "Tip me?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I got you." He pulls out a bill, and then the dude just fucking stabs him in the neck with a needle and kills him.
So the captain of the ship that Tanner Gold is gonna be on,
Tanner,
That Tanner Gold?
Tanner fucking Gold.
Holy
damn.
He fucking, the ship he's going on, the captain that was going to pilot this ship. So this whole thing is publicity stunt for the Austrian equivalent of E3.
yeah, DexCon.
Sure.
Yeah, baby.
And Tanner Gold is gonna ride up on a fucking American warship.
He's gonna fucking like roll up right next to it and fucking ghost ride the whip.
That's right, just
Yeah.
whap, 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 just shooting the
As
confetti
the
out of his
fucking
cock.
trailer for Fleet Command plays
Yeah.
on a fucking IMAX screen.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But anyway, the captain that was going to captain that ship gets fucking stabbed by some Mexican guy and two women who get rid of the captain and then assume his post. So when Tanner Gold shows up, they all get on the boat with the terrorist dude, and the terrorist guy's like, you can drive it.
Yeah.
When really that means, I have no fucking idea how this thing works.
Yeah.
You made a naval simulator, so this whole terrorist plan is based on you knowing how
Knowing
to
your shit.
fucking drive the ship.
It's so
Which
true.
Wouldn't that have been amazing if he was like, "No, I just made the game," and they just sit there for the movie?
Yeah, that would be the rest
Yeah,
of
no,
the film. They'd be like,
I'm just really good at code. I had people
Yeah.
come in to tell me all the naval stuff. I just coded it.
This
but
is a- this is-
thankfully, Tanner Gold is a fucking unit, and
He touches the console and he fucking becomes one with
yeah,
the
it's
console.
crazy. His eyes roll into the back
Yeah.
of his fucking head, and he just
Light
goes,
starts shooting out of his mouth while he's screaming.
and he just starts T-posing and vibrating, and the ship just takes off.
Yeah. I love Tanner Gold.
Yeah, oh my god, Tanner
made-
Gold.
he's the third most competent person in the movie.
He made the world's greatest video game.
Oh
And
god,
also can drive a fucking warship.
I know.
It can take a knife through his hand.
Yeah.
It's so deep,
And then do
too.
some wiring afterwards.
Okay, we're gonna get to that.
Before all this, the ship is boarded by all the terrorists. So it's full of naval crew members. Terrorists drive up and they take all the shit, and the mutiny happens or whatever. And
Yeah,
they
that's
all get
probably
put in
why-
the brig. Boner twins go to the ship. Boner lady mills around the hotel.
Yeah, we literally see her at the bar, just being like, "What's
Yeah.
on the menu?"
Fabio Boner takes a goose and goes into the hotel and hits on one of the staff members. and Bulbous Boner.
What the fuck is he doing?
He's hitting on Black Girl.
Yeah, he is personal friends with some kind of...
Who's a weapons dealer.
Look at you. Pretty fly for a white guy.
Give it to me, weirdo.
She's one of my favorite characters in the movie.
She's great.
So they're all doing those things, and each one of them individually runs into bad guys. So Bulbous Boner talks to the black lady. It doesn't work out. Leaves. And on his way out...
That's what happens.
No,
The super sweet secretary that let him in, who had the butterfly knife and the fucking spiked frosted tips, isn't at the front desk
Justin
anymore.
Timberlake.
And the maid has gained like 100 pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
And the maid fucking tries to choke him out with a piano wire.
Yeah.
There was also the really good scene of Fabio Boner after he's done cleaning his face of pelican guts or whatever the fuck hit him.
That's right.
Where he has to fight the two guys because he takes Worker to his room.
And she is on
And she's
top
immediately
of him.
on it. And even he is like, I feel like I had to work harder for this. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta buy you a
You're
drink.
way too hot and this is way too easy.
Something's wrong here.
So his big dick energy, like his senses just start pinging him.
So bad guys come out of the woodwork.
No, she fucking goes behind the thing
like,
and
"Ow!"
transforms
Right
into this man.
And then he goes to run out. He's like, my fucking nose hurts from that goose. And he opens the door, and there's a gross man with a butter knife that's a switchblade.
I was gonna say with like the piano wire thing, it's like, oh, that's clever. And then the fight scene that happens after, pretty well done. There's some like clever stuff. He like grabs the drapes and like wraps the dude in it and punches like. It's like, oh, that's fun,
Yeah, like the
nice.
James Bond briefcase.
right?
The guy goes to shoot him, and he just like superhero briefcase ricochets the shot back into that dude's brain. And he goes to leave, and he can't, so he goes upstairs again.
Why did he put his gun away to begin with?
Shut up.
The director says to the actor in between takes.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he goes to the roof, and then uses the briefcase, which has a grappling hook.
Yep. Fuck yeah, rock hard. Right.
They're just making shit up at this point.
Yeah.
And then swan dives off the roof and shoots two guys.
Yeah,
He's trying to get away. So he lands on dirt and then gets in the boat with Black Lady, who teleported to the boat. I don't know how the fuck she got there. They're driving, and three guys try to suicide jump onto the boat. The first guy gets his tire shot, hits the jump, and doesn't make it. The second guy fucking 40-foot like beams to the boat and then latches onto to Bulbous Boner like a fucking spider monkey, and they beat the shit out of each other.
And he gets yeeted off the boat, I think.
Yeah, he just gets thrown off. Third guy, just not very good at his job, tries the same shit and just fucking flies behind the boat and dies.
Didn't learn his lesson from guy one. And, just
And then we're back to the hotel room. He's all tied up, and then they pay the woman, and he's like, "You shouldn't pay her that much. She didn't even get naked."
Right, which was a really sweet, cool line from the cool guy.
yeah. Because he's so fucking cool.
Super sweet.
And then a goose comes.
There's a fight, and he like breaks out of the hotel furniture, and he stabs the one dude with his own butter knife. But then, and this is a part I want to point out really quickly, because he looked out that window earlier, and you could see the pool, and I thought it was gonna be set up payoff. He leaps out of it. I for sure thought we were gonna see him land in the pool. Cut to Lady Boner.
Her idea of helping the mission was asking the bartender.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Like,
what she
have
was
you heard
asking.
anything about anything? And the bartender's like, lady, what are you talking about? And then Fabio Boner
crashes
hits
down.
a goose and goes straight through the fucking roof.
Yeah. Like, lands.
No, he lands on some fruit.
Yeah. And then he stands up, he's like, "Oh, we gotta get out of here." He's like, also,
All my ribs are fucking goo right now.
There's so much internal bleeding.
So the twins are killing it,
Oh, yeah.
and one of them gets captured because he found the room where all the munitions were being like.
So Tanner Gold's still rocking
Okay,
it,
so
by
it's
the
just-
way, piloting this thing.
Oh,
like,
Tanner Gold's fucking
it's a
loving
fucking
it.
breeze. Yeah.
That guy is a fucking animal.
Yeah.
He's a.
Somehow both the girls next to him are fully pregnant. 9 months
Yeah.
pregnant just from being near Tanner Gold.
No, they were happy. They were like, "Thank you."
And so they get back on the plane.
They call Black Dad.
Oh, that's
because
right.
They're researching
The tattoo,
The tattoo.
that didn't
that
fucking matter.
all three groups saw at once.
And they're like, "Oh, it's a elephant." They're like,
Right.
Okay. And they just type in elephant into the fucking like FBI search.
Right, and the tattoo comes up and it's classified. And then they call Black Dad like, hey, I thought you said we had, like... the
Uber
ability-
clearance.
Yeah. And Black Dad's like, hey, don't talk about that. Just come on home. Just come on home now.
Mission's over. Stop it. Stop
Yeah,
it. And they're like, wait,
stop
what?
it now. Everyone's like, well, we're not going to do that. Dad's clearly, like, dumb.
Senile
Or
and
something, yeah. And Bulbous Boner's like, I fucking like Dad. And he's like, we're going. And Fabio Boner's like, I'm fucking so tired of these gooses. Takes another one to the face. And then gets in a fight with Bulbous Boner because Bulbous Boner's all about the rules. And Fabio's like, I'll do what I want.
well, we thought that was setting up like Black Dad being in the group or something. He would have that fucking shitty elephant tattoo.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That would have been
No,
too interesting.
they
or
contrived
like
some
something.
reason like he was trying to protect.
He was trying to protect them because it was the same organization that killed their family. Well, Fabio's like, we have to go get the twins. We can't contact them, and they're still on the boat with the terrorists.
I'll tell you what, though. Black Dad fucking loves his naval simulators. Because I'll fucking tell you what. He was at that convention.
He was there for that fucking trailer.
Yeah,
He was
Bulbous
gonna...
Boner was, like, in the convention hall. And he's like, Dad, you're here? So anyway, I was trying to follow your rules, but everyone else left. And he ends up going to the convention and seeing all the people in the fucking awesome ads for the
Naval
game that I can't remember the
Yeah,
name of.
Fleet Command.
Fleet
It's
Command.
like-
How can you forget Fleet Command?
I know.
It's taken up the majority of the convention center. It says at 3 p.m. Watch as the warship like becomes real or some shit.
And the absolute unit.
Bring a change of pants because you're gonna fill yours with cum. Like,
yeah,
that's right.
Well, Tanner Gold's gonna be there, so obviously.
Yeah.
So some shit happens. They get on board the boat.
oh yeah, now it's time to stop the boat.
Yeah. Instantly, Fabio fucks up.
Oh, yeah, he's the worst.
Yeah, one of the twins is handling it. He's fucking hacking shit and
he
like
gets on
rewiring
okay,
shit.
Well, he's like walks in the door and Twin pulls a gun on him like, you cool? And Fabio's like, yeah. Oh, fuck, shit. And gets hit with another goose.
Yeah,
And then, was it a swan? I gotta look that up.
it's something. I don't know.
Anyway, he's like, yeah, I'm taking care of it. He's like, you can go.
Yeah, he's literally like, where's your twin? And he's like, oh, he's downstairs having a party because he knows he's in the fucking holding cell.
But the other twin is down there like training the fucking like seamen to
Yeah.
fucking take over the boat. Lo and behold, when Boner Chick finally breaks him out, they're like fucking tactical geniuses.
Yeah, they're ready to fucking go. Lady Boner and him fucked everything up because Fabio's like, well, no, let me do it. And he like presses something. And then
That
they
sets off
start.
the speaker.
It's
Yeah, they
like the
broadcast
speaker.
to the whole ship, and then
And-
bad guys like, oh well, we gotta take care of that.
Yeah, and
We'll just
Twin's
go get
like,
him.
are you fucking kidding me? You just turned this on? He's like,
You
they
didn't
can hear
hear
us.
Yeah. And then
Like, why is there an echo?
And then from the boardroom where they're holding Tanner Gold, you hear like, "What the fuck is the?" And then you're like, "God damn it!" Yeah,
So they find him just in a fucking
yeah, that's the most like,
closet.
anticlimactic thing. They just like slowly open the door and like,
They're just
Oh.
sent into madness when the bad guy can't comprehend twins is so amazing.
I forgot about that shit.
You even fooled me with this. You only live twice, baby.
He thinks that they did that on purpose to fool him.
yeah.
What are you, some kind of demon?
He got so mad. He got so mad. And he starts beating the shit out of the guard.
Yeah.
It's like, you fucker, you let him escape.
You let him go. You let him go. You piece of shit.
Instead of just killing all of them, they like lead them up to the top of the ship to show that he's gonna blow up the fucking.
Yeah, he's got a monologue.
And he presses a button, and we see this beautiful, seamless missile launch.
Oh yeah. And
Yeah.
who's coming to rescue the day? Fucking Hammerhead
Yep.
Boner.
Hammerhead Boner.
Fucking Jax Films is coming.
And he's got the black chick with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's fucking lighting up the ship with him.
So Tanner Gold,
Fucking
the Tanner Gold,
The absolute legend.
is just
creator
up
of
there.
Fleet Warfare, whatever the fuck that game
Fleet
was.
Command.
Thank you.
The hottest game.
that
of
was the sequel, I'm
2003.
sorry.
Yeah.
The fucking guy that's watching him just stabs him straight through the fucking hand.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
games now, you fucking pussy!
The villain keeps trying to launch off these rockets, and they keep just shooting them out of the air. Guy leaves Tanner Gold.
Hurley. from
Hurley,
Lost.
yeah. And grabs 2 AKs and just starts like
Oh, yeah.
shooting them.
Oh yeah, and he's making De Niro face while he's doing
Yeah.
it.
He starts beating the shit out of Lady Boner. And Tanner Gold at this point has pulled the fucking knife out of his hand.
The massive legend Tanner Gold.
And he starts rewiring the ship. And then there's a part that I want Kevin to talk about because he was very excited.
Think you have old.
Yes! Please, it's not going to be as cool as I want it to, but like...
Oh! Just painted that lady with blood.
Yeah.
It should be mentioned that he also turned the fucking deck of the ship into whack-a-mole because apparently
Yes!
the crane on the ship is part of the
That's
simulator.
right.
And he starts beating off people off the ship, but we're pretty certain that most of those people weren't the captors of the ship. He was just beating people off, whether they were sailors or the terrorists.
I think it was mostly sailors. I think he got like one terrorist. The twins start fighting these women
Reluctantly.
and it's not really a fight. They're just getting the shit kicked out of them by these women.
Because it's so honorable and useful that they don't beat up women, which
Yeah.
is kind.
And then fucking Fabio is like, hey, helicopter, drop a fucking ladder for me.
Right.
I'm getting out of here. I don't
Right.
want to fight anymore.
And
They
all of
drop
us-
a goose, unfortunately.
No,
Followed by the ladder.
yeah, and he gets on the ladder and he thinks I'm done with all the gooses, but then he realized that he just went from not their environment to their environment and immediately gets pelted with a series of gooses that seems improbable.
it was a really
pretty
good scene.
insane.
Also, the bad guy is like on another boat now.
Yeah, he escapes on
Yeah,
the boat
yeah.
that was
He's-
supposed to pick everyone up.
Yeah.
Because they were going to ghost ride that boat into the convention center, I guess.
Which would have been sick.
Right.
Fabio, after being hit by a ludicrous amount of geese, just it's
Inappropriate is a word I'd use
Yeah.
for the amount of geese that his face absorbed.
so he lands on top of the boat, and the bad guy looks at like, hey, go kill him. So he just starts shooting through the roof of the boat.
So he starts firing through the roof.
It's very gunmen of them being like, oh, they're upstairs. All right. And they just start firing at it.
Exactly. Right. And then this kill happens. Where the guy gets out, and then Fabio is like, it's your time for geese now, motherfucker, and ties a rope around his
wraps
neck.
a goose around his
Yeah.
neck and chokes the guy out with it, which I thought was a good arc.
Yeah.
Then he grabs this thing and swings it and hits it, and the guy gets
yeah,
lifted
yeah,
into
that's
the
right.
fucking air.
So now we're getting final showdown between Fabio, the goose that's currently on his face, and main
And
bad
boy,
guy.
does it go out with a whimper.
Yeah.
Because the conflict consists of guy walking into room, getting speared through the chest with a fucking spear gun, pulling it out, stabbing bad guy, and then bad guy arming the bomb, laughing and leaving.
And then he just like goes into a closet and like closes it behind him.
Yeah.
And then Fabio tries to jump out the window.
No, he threw his face into the glass and a goose hit the glass, so it countered.
canceled
So
it.
the
Right.
glass didn't break. So he's like,
Right.
"Oh fuck!"
And he
then-
grabs a fire extinguisher, throws it through the glass, and then an endless wave of gooses starts pouring into the cab of the... And he has to swim through the gooses to jump out of the boat.
Yeah.
Eventually he does, but man, it looked sketchy there for a while, and then the boat explodes. I don't
that's
even
it.
know if it's a goose. It could have been a pigeon. I don't know what the fuck it is. I know it's a
goose
bird.
now, man.
He was just like with his family enjoying a fucking roller coaster, like, yay, I'm Fabio. And he just fucking gets annihilated by a large bird.
Okay, it's a
And
goose
just
now.
like dazed like, coming
as
down
it's
from
coming down because they can't stop the ride. The ride's all momentum. They just gotta ride that
Fucker
shit out.
has the
Yeah.
saddest look on his foreign ass face. And a bloody fucking nose
Yeah.
from just fucking get brained by a goose. Fuck that guy. It's so stupid.
Movie wraps up.
He's a fucking joke of a human being.
That's one of those things that it's just so ingrained in our culture. We never think that like there was a time pre-Goose where Fabio was a respected person, and then post-Goose where he is just known as the guy who got hit with a goose.
I think that goose knocked sense into society because from that point on we realized how ridiculous Fabio is as
Yeah.
a person. I think that goose did us a favor. It probably fucking died.
Oh my god.
Exploded against his hard ass head. That goose took
vaporized.
That goose was like the top half of fucking Hurley. It's just a fine mist.
Oh my god! Oh, why is it so funny?
It's just
so
like
funny.
I don't know if he were doing anything, but like he was on a roller coaster. Why is that so much
He was
funnier?
having a good day.
That's why it's funnier. Because he
He went to a place to go have fun.
He was just having fun. The geese were the furthest thing from his mind.
Some soothsayer could have walked up to him and been like, "You're gonna have a bad day, but I guarantee you can't guess why."
Again, it's not even Fabio has like a fun late night story of the woman I was sitting next to got fucking brained by a goose. It was Fabio, of all people. Does anything else happen in the movie?
No. It's just the twins just ride off on the
Oh, that's right. They say their goodbyes.
Fucking crying.
And then the movie ends like Harry Potter just freeze frame on a goose making contact with Fabio Boner.
And then it plays the fucking "Don't You Forget About Me" song from the end of Breakfast Club.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's time for the wrap up here.
All right. So
The discussion was super fun. I'm getting kind of lightheaded laughing and shit. That hasn't happened before on this. So yeah, I would give it the full $1.
okay.
Check mark the elite.
All right. So here's my thing on this. Like, every film would be worth $1 if I based it on the experience of us shitting on
No,
it.
I agree.
So I can't grade it on that. But as a good, bad movie, I think it was worth the $1. Yeah, it just had so much good, like, funny, bad stuff in it, and then nothing that was boring or distracting from that stuff. It was like a wall-to-wall, engaging, not boring. It's like our biggest scale. It's just like boring, not boring.
Yeah. I'm a little conflicted. I enjoyed it. There's so many like really fun spikes in it. I feel like I'm not going to remember a ton of the movie. Like,
Yeah.
I think re-editing it, I'll be like, oh, that was fun. Oh, that was fun. But like as of right now, I really don't remember much of the movie. I remember enjoying it. And this was like kind of just a fun boner kind of movie. And like, it was fun.
It wasn't baffling enough to be memorable. I feel like the ones that are really stick in our minds are the ones with the really bizarre shit. But for me, those aren't the most fun in the traditional sense because they're almost painful.
Yeah.
And it's the pain that makes you remember.
No, I thought it was great. That's like the thing I'll remember. So I'll give it $1, but like not gonna remember anything about it.
Yeah, it's pretty. I guess it was pretty generic.
It was generic. It was fun, and I don't regret it at all. And there are movies that I'll remember more of that I don't think is worth $1. But like this is $1, I'm just not gonna remember anything from it.
All right, thanks for watching, everyone. Like the video if
I'm cutting this. It's fine.
are cute. Subscribe if you hate your time, and ring the bell notification if you've given up on life.
Perfect. See you next time.
Oh fuck! There's a geese. Oh fuck! Fabio, you alright, bud?